बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। हेलो दोस्तों, कैसे हो आप? मैं हूं मोहम्मद आजम रियाज और आप देख रहे हैं जीएन न्यूज उर्दू। आज तारीख है
May 16, 2022 Russia-Ukraine war latest news, Sweden's Prime Minister will get parliamentary support to join NATO. Britain says Russia may have lost a third of its power to invade Ukraine. The Pentagon says Putin's campaign in the East has lost momentum and has failed to make much of an impact in the past month. How Russia and China exploit history for further interests. The manner in which they deal with their national histories helps Putin and 11 gain power. Zelensky is looking at Asia and Africa for support. Zelensky said his government was doing everything possible to maintain a global focus on the conflict. Around the world news, Finland formally announces support for NATO membership. The move is a complete U-turn for the country, which has in the past taken a more neutral stance on the alliance. Sweden is expected to follow suit. NATO, Turkey outlines Finland and Sweden membership demands. Turkey has said it could support NATO bids from Sweden and Finland if it stopped supporting terrorists and lifted export bans. NATO bids require the unanimous approval of current members to join the alliance. Sweden announces support for NATO membership. The Prime Minister of Sweden noted that this decision reverses the 200-year-old stance, and said that the country should adapt to reality. The announcement came after Finland applied for NATO membership. Xi Jinping looks big in Australian elections, visiting Jews in Tunisia despite past successes. A Jewish festival on the island of Jerba still has to deal with regional political tensions. The Prime Minister of Australia defended the housing pitch during the election. Government plans will allow first-time home buyers to deposit in their retirement savings. African-Nigerian schoolgirl kills student for blasphemy. Middle East news, nothing will stop us. Al Jazeera points out bombing of Gaza office. The 11-story housing media bureau and residential apartments were blown up by Israel a year ago. Saudi oil company Aramco's first quarter profit rose 80%. In March, Aramco reported a 124% increase in net profit for 2021. Oil then reached a 14-year high of $139 per barrel after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. UAE President MBZ meets Macron. World leaders offer condolences. After the death of the former leader Sheikh Khalifa and to meet the new president Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the heads of state arrived in the United Arab Emirates. Why should I leave? Palestinian Bedouin condemned. Exclusion. Local families are struggling to stop what will be one of the biggest loneliness of Palestinians in decades. Tunisia, protests point to new alliance against President Said. Members of a new opposition movement have accused President Kais Saied of returning Tunisia to a state of dictatorship. Somalia's new president, elected by 327 people, Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, will serve as Somalia's president for 4 years, returning to the role he played between 2012 and 2017. Financial crisis, first voting in Lebanon after the explosion. Voters have begun casting their ballots in a crucial parliamentary election in a crisis-ridden country. Photos. Palestinians celebrate 74th Nakba Day. On May 15, Nakba commemorates the eviction of 750,000 Palestinians from their homes. Asian news. Japan, why are there so few women in top management positions? Despite decades of promises, Japan lags behind other industrialized nations in terms of gender equality. Tensions are running high in China 50 years after Japan handed over Okinawa to the United States. More than 1 million coward cases are feared in North Korea. The military has been ordered to intervene as a wave of cowardly cases spread across the unvaccinated country. North Korean media have reported more than 20 deaths with fever after authorities confirmed the country's first COVID-19 infection. More than 280,000 people are said to have been isolated for treatment. India bans wheat exports, criticizes G7 agriculture ministers of industrialized nations immediately condemned India's ban on wheat exports. India has big ambitions to reduce its crude oil imports and advance the future of electric vehicles, but high costs and lack of infrastructure could hamper the country's green statement. Pakistani news. Suicide bomber kills 6 in Pakistan in a separate attack. Gunman shot dead 2 minority Sikhs in Peshawar, officials said. Police arrested more Punjab Assembly officers. Police arrested more officers of Punjab Assembly. Punjab Police arrested several officers including Director Security Punjab Assembly Major RETD, Faisal Hussain. A statement issued by the spokesperson of the Punjab Assembly said that the police today arrested more officers of the Punjab Assembly. Despite being on bail, Director Security Major RETD, Faisal Hussain was also arrested while security personnel Suhail Shahzad, Liaquat Ali, Muhammad Tabib and Osama were also arrested. A spokesman for the Punjab Assembly said that police were also conducting raids to arrest Assembly Secretary Muhammad Khan Bhatti. Research Officer Shahbaz Hussain and 2 security officers were arrested yesterday. Police also conducted raids to arrest the personal staff officer of Speaker Chowdhury Parvez Ali. On the other hand, PMLQ Chief Chowdhury Shujat Hussain said that the arrests were being made for making statements in favor of the Punjab government. Instead of fighting the establishment, Imran Khan should hit the political opponents. Parvez Ali. The dollar became more expensive. The rate reached 194 rupees. The stock market is on a downward trend. Government announces to maintain prices of petroleum products. Karachi, the stock market witnessed a sharp decline during trading, with the 100 index falling by more than 1,000 points. On the other hand, the dollar rate increased to 194 rupees in the interbank market reached. Heavy contingent of FC deployed for Imran Khan's security. What are the arrangements for Khan's foolproof security? Have been according to the Interior Ministry, the former Prime Minister for the security of Imran Khan's Bani Gala house, 94 police and FC personnel have been deployed, including 22 Islamabad police personnel and 72 FC personnel. Included, Pakistani mountaineer Abdul Joshi climbs Mount Everest. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe this channel.